about with the 5 members playing together with Wolf and the band as the opening act. I have my opinion as to why Michael was replaced by Wolf, and I think it would have been a mutual thing so Ed could tour and record with his son when he got cancer originally 19 years ago. Well, I don't know about that, Kurt. I don't know if it was the cancer. I think it was definitely more about playing with Wolf and whatever his issues are with Mike. You know, that one thing that was strange, Dave, about that tour, like, I always thought it was strange Michael Anthony was going to come on as a guest star or something. Like, I always found that part of the package, like, really? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. You're going to bring him on for a few songs or something? And I don't know if they fully said that Wolf was going to open. That was never really confirmed, right?
I don't think they ever really confirmed the details of the tour.
No. And to be honest with you, if you listen to the details of the tour, it was not as close as you think it was because they had a plan to do it. And, you know, what happens is when people do tours, they set it up way in advance. Like someone will take, well, it's hard to say now because of COVID, but say it is normal times and it is October. Someone might book like the Garden for August right now. But whether that's going to happen, that is not exactly sure. But they book dates way, way ahead of time because that's the way it works. But then, you know, if something happens, then the date gets released and that's how that works. But anyway, letter number 26 comes from Southeast Nice Guy Kurt Lancios, and he says, Cribble with a Z, Marconi with an E. Hello once again, my fellow Van Halen crazy friends. I enjoyed your tribute to Edward, and it was really hard to believe he's gone, and I put together my own Retro Zest podcast in honor of Eddie, and I wanted to share it with you. You guys can check that out at retrozest.com/EPO25. I give your podcast a shout out at the end in my retro podcast recommendation section. Hopefully, I'll get you a few more listeners. Thanks so much for all you do. We love you and keep up the awesome work. Nice guy, Kurt Lancios. From a Southeast Kurt Lancios, I should say. Well, it's always nice to be shouted out, and I want to thank you for that. And everybody check out the Retro Zest for sure. And we move on to letter number 27, which comes from Jason Campbell. And he says, once the pandemic is in the rearview mirror, there needs to be an Edward Van Halen tribute concert, much in the vein of the Freddie Mercury tribute concert done in London after Freddie's death. The backing band could be Alex on drums, Mike on bass, and Wolf on guitar, perhaps playing his dad's Frankie, with Sam, Dave, and Gary sharing vocals. Guest musicians could be everyone from Nuno Bettencourt to Steve Vai, Steve Lukather, Joe Satriani, John Five, Eric Clapton, Billy Sheehan, Tom Morello, Metallica, and so on. The list of musicians would be endless. Just imagine a 3 to 4 hour celebration of the band's music with each guest covering a different song or two. I think people would travel from all over the world to see this, and I know I would. It would be probably held in Los Angeles, in his hometown of Pasadena at the Rose Bowl, or maybe SoFi Stadium, where they did a nice tribute of lighting up the LED ring scoreboard in red, white, black stripes after his death. Perhaps it could be at the original site of the US Festival, which is now Amphitheater. What do you guys think? Jason Campbell from Nashville. Well, we talked about this earlier. I think that's a great idea. Although I don't know if all the guys in Van Halen are going to join on for that. But I really think that the guitar community will do something. You have anything else to say, Dave?
No, I think we talked about this before, but yeah. I think Jason hit the nail on the head. I think that's the way to do a tribute show, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and this is letter number 28, coming from Matt Krill.
Can I ask a favor?
Yeah.
I know this is very unusual.
Okay.
But I'm actually going to ask if I can read the whole thing.
Oh, my God. Go ahead.
Okay, now this is a long letter.
Yes, it is.
Dave, as you know, I like to edit down the long letter.
I know.
But this individual, Matt Krill, really took the time. When you hear the letter, you'll understand why.
Okay.
So I'm going to actually break my rule, and I'm going to read the whole thing.
This is a miracle, folks. You're witnessing a miracle. The only thing more miracle would watch him pick up a check. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'll remember that the next time we have dinner together.
Mm-hmm.
This is a letter to Eddie Van Halen. When your parents took a risk and moved from Amsterdam to the USA. I'm sure they never imagined the impact you would have on our world. At the time, you were just a little dreamer, and it would take some time before the world was ready for you to jump onto the music scene. I will never forget the day you really got me. I first heard Eruption as a middle schooler. From that point on, I was standing on top of the world every time I heard Van Halen. It was clear the Brown sound you invented would never give my ears the runaround, and no matter how crazy your solos got, you were always able to finish what you started. While I always had to observe your musical genius from afar, I know that without you, the soundtrack of my life would be much quieter. I was never blessed enough to be inside the 5150 studios, but please know your music was part of my summer nights, my dreams, and you helped me get up on mornings when I felt a little black and blue. You inspired my love for music, and while I will never be good enough to be even close to your talent every time I pick up the guitar, love walks in, and I aspire to capture a little bit of the me-wise magic. Your playing was so epic that I had to constantly stop saying you're no good and keep practicing. Based on all the social media posts I have seen this week from other musical geniuses, I know that I am not the only man on a mission to try and master your unique tone and playing ability. I'm the one that will freely admit there will never be anyone like you. So where do we go from here? Do we admit that the dream is over? And like Neil Peart's passing earlier this year, say that we are out of love again? I don't think so. I think we take your approach and celebrate life with reckless abandon. We will play it loud, shout bottoms up, eat some pound cake, light up the sky with fireworks, dance the night away, get a tattoo, set the town on fire, and party in towns and mean streets all over the world, including Cabo Wabo, Chinatown, and Panama. Hopefully, we will stop just before someone says, somebody get me a doctor. While we celebrate your life in epic fashion, I know for sure we can't get this stuff no more. I promise we will do our best to be humans being in a world without you, and our hearts are heavy because we know the Frankenstrat you wielded is unchained from the hero who created it. Right now, we will share stories, music, and laughter in hopes of catching a glimpse of that impish grin that is now part of the best of both worlds. I live in hope that we will get to jam in the great beyond, because the trouble with never is a little too hard to contemplate right now. Please know that Jamie's crying, and the whole world is crying since you left us this week. We are feeling the absence of your spirit, and it's not enough to be left in a world that lacks your musical genius. Your legacy lives on as we play your music on a Sunday afternoon in the park, and every time we do, it feels so good. Some of us might not see you until Judgment Day, and I know that everyone from the sucker in a three-piece to the humblest soul wanted to know you or be like you. For now, I know that you'd want us to check in with the ice cream man and stay frosty in a world without end, thanks to your musical contributions. We will do that and know that sharing your music with friends beats working every day of the week. Happy trails, Matt Krill.
Wow, that was like
that was fucking awesome.
It
Matt.
really was. It was a beautiful, beautiful tribute. Well written, well done, well read by Dave. And let me tell you, not only was it well written and well done, but for Dave to pause me from an edited version and read the entire thing at the end of the podcast segment is unbelievable. Folks, you have witnessed
keep you on
a
your
miracle.
toes. I just thought he had put so evident. He had put so much time into that.
Oh, man.
That it had to be heard.
Wow, Matt, look at that. You just won an Oscar, my friend. That's incredible. Wow, that is top-notch honors. That was an excellent, excellent, well-written tribute that should be posted somewhere. And maybe I'll post it up on our Facebook site. When we
like that idea.
Yeah, let's do that as a tribute, because I think everybody will get a kick out of it. I will post that up there. Matt, and congratulations on that. And Dave, congratulations on an incredible reading. I felt like I was listening to 'Twas the Night Before Christmas from Jimmy Stewart over here. It was incredible. It was well read.
Am I getting mailbag duty now? Is that what's going to happen?
Well, we all know that you're not. No, we all know that you rise to the occasion when you are inspired, and this happened to be an inspiring moment, and I'm going to savor that all night and into the next podcast episode, because we all know that was what you call a harvest moon. It only comes once in a while. So
I think we just had one too.
Yeah,
actually,
we did. That's right. And we are at letter number 29, and is our last letter of the night because Dave's exhausted from that long reading. This comes from Ben Levy. Ben poses a very interesting question here. He says, listening to your podcast, you're talking about not doing videos in 1986. I really think that even though they pulled it off, maybe 5150 could have been a diamond record, which means sales over 10 million, if you think about it, if they did videos. Now, what do you think, Dave? Do you think had they done videos and gone the proper channels, could 5150 been a diamond record?
Wow, that is an interesting
It really is an interesting
theory.
question, isn't it?
It is, because, well, I mean, why can't this be Love? That went to number 3, so you're really not going to get too much better than that. But they really didn't have any other, I don't think they had any of their top 10 singles off that album.
Well, here's the thing. I want to note something here. I felt there was some single potential that they left on the table with the album. I thought Summer Nights could have been a single. I thought that was prime for a single. I don't know why that opportunity was missed.
Maybe, although, I don't think the band did a video for I'll Wait, and that song was a hit.
It was, but,
So I think it would have helped. If they had done videos, would it have helped? For sure. Mm-hmm. For sure. Diamond status? Maybe, because I think, how was that album certified?
It's over 6 mil.
It is 6.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's close.
Maybe.
And here's I'm going to say, had they done videos and maybe pushed it to like the 5th single. Here's the thing. If you look at the Diamonds, okay, you look at something like Hysteria by Def Leppard, you look at something like Thriller, Michael Jackson, you look at some of the real key Diamond albums, it is a lot of hit singles that push them, because the more the singles, the more videos, the more of the life of the album. The other part of it is the legacy of the record. So it's the other thing that kind of pushes it to diamond status. Is you don't necessarily get that diamond status like right when it comes out. Sometimes it comes later. Like, for example, like Hysteria by Def Leppard, it came within its time. Like within the 80s, they got that 10 million sales. That was like 7 singles and 7 videos. That's a lot. That is a lot. That really is pushing it. Now, interesting enough is Def Leppard said to themselves, let's make the hard rock version of Thriller. That was actually their goal with Hysteria. And they wanted to have 7 singles like Thriller did. And they wanted to have 7 videos. Now, Thriller didn't have 7 videos. But the videos they had were so goddamn big that it kind of pulled them over. Same thing with Van Halen 1984. 3 videos, but the videos were so gargantuan and so legendary that it pulled them into the 10 million status. So, you know what? You got a good point, Ben. I would love to know what that is. That's for sure. And you think about it, Love Walks In could have been a bigger single too, had you done a video, some sort of sentimental video. But I really feel that extra single with Summer Nights really could have been something, especially the timing of it. I would have released Summer Nights in that summer of 1986. I think that is a commercial pop rock song that really would have hooked everybody. And I think that had unbelievable potential. And I think they just left that on the table. You know what I mean? 5150 could have been a single. It's long. They kind of had to edit it. But that could have been a single too. There's another one. You could have gone 6 singles for sure. I don't think Get Up, Good Enough, Inside, I don't see those as being singles. However, they're great. I love them. And I also think, in terms of the durability over the course of time, the legacy, I know it's going to sound petty, but I really think you needed an album that didn't have those electric drums. And maybe, I don't know if that's going to push it over to the diamond status, but I just